guys, how's it going? Welcome back. So we have an unboxing for you, and some of you are like, what? Phones for a house line? What? Anyway, so yeah, okay, so we got rid of house phone stuff like years ago, right? Went to cell phones. Of course, back then we were living in North Bay, and we only lived about 1,000 feet from the nearest tower. So cell phones were never an issue, drop calls were pretty much non-existent. And why pay for a house line when you have to keep forwarding the stupid thing to your cell phone anyway, right? And so we got rid of the house line, went strictly cell phones. Now, we live out in the country, and we're about 6 kilometers from the nearest tower, and we do have iPhones, which actually work much better out in the country, FYI, for those who want to know. Apple phones tend to rule. However, not entirely, it seems. When we first moved here, our cell service was actually reasonably good, actually, even in the house. Not too bad. And then this past year, just a couple of months ago, I guess with the few storms we had, something must have happened to the Rogers dish on the tower and got knocked out of alignment further away than what it is. Because originally the technicians had told us the one day it's about 2 degrees off axis from pointing where it should be to give us our service. And so we get a lot of this no service crap going on now. Well, we didn't catch his name, or I would have told Rogers to talk to him, because we've been fighting with Rogers off and on now for several weeks, because this has been an ongoing problem, and they're trying to tell us that, well, there's nothing wrong with the tower. We've sent a guy up there and there's nothing wrong. Really, you could have frickin' fooled me. So we invested into one of these boxes that boosts the signal. Although it works awesome, it only works awesome to a certain point, because the further away you are from a tower, the less square footage coverage. It's supposed to be good for 3,500 square feet. And I was talking to the technician actually at the company that makes this thing in Ontario, Canada, of all places, only a few hours drive from here. And what he tells us is if we want increased range in the house, because we're only getting about 250 square feet, he figures. Well, I think he's actually quite wrong on that. We're getting much less. We'd have to go to a Yagi antenna, which is another $106. Now, I've already paid over $300 for the bloody thing as it is. And as long as you're in the kitchen or in the living room, basically, because this is kind of like a semi-open concept type apartment, you're okay, you know, and you'll get like, you know, usually about 4 bars. Go to one of the back bedrooms, you're down to 2 or 3 bars. And of course, that's when calls start to get dropped too. So it doesn't do well through walls, apparently, when you have not got a strong enough signal coming into the house from the outside. Yet we get other problems. So anyways, we can't afford to miss calls, you know, like friends, family, doctors that want to call and say, hey, can you come in and visit? You know what I mean? So, among other problems that come with that, we decided to still keep our cell phone service, because otherwise, you know, our contracts have been recently renewed, so chick-ching, baby, to get out of those. So we're still going to keep the cells because they're great for on the road and everything. And we went to a house phone service again. And so we bought these today at Best Buy, and these are Vtechs. And we've had Vtechs before in the past, not quite the same as these. These are a much newer model from the last set we had, like eons ago. But I gotta tell you, they've come down a lot in price. Our last Vtech set, we paid a lot of money for. And they are also a 3-piece headset system. And so we decided, well, the answering machine is kind of handy, because I don't want an answering machine set up on my cell phone, because I hate answering machines as it is. Not to mention I'm not that fond of texting either, but hey, you know what, some people like to text, so I will text the odd time. But we do need stable, reliable phone service, because when you get no service and you're in the middle of a freaking heart attack, you're going to have a hard time getting a hold of an ambulance, thanks to Rogers not wanting to do anything about their crappy service here and put things back to the way they used to be, like working properly. So, because we don't get it either, because we have a Rogers Rocket Hub, which also uses a cell phone card, And we never lose our internet anymore. Like, we haven't actually in a long time. So it's kind of like, how come our phones suck so bad then? Well, part of that is also the rocket hub is kept by a window. And so even if we do get a weaker signal, it may slow us down quite a bit, but we still don't lose our net, you know. But a lot of things just don't make sense. I don't know. So anyways, as far as cellular phones go, the bandwidth is a little bit different on the cell phones. Rogers actually runs on 720 megahertz, turns out. And our box, by the way, is 800 megahertz. But to get a Rogers network to work on 800 megahertz, you actually have to change some settings in your phone, which the technician at the company who makes this cell phone booster walked us through on how to do that. And it kind of did improve things a little bit. Not much. He didn't say, you know, it's going to be a drastic, awesome change. But it should help, considering at least now we'll be on the right bandwidths. So, anywho. So in Best Buy, these were on for like regular price, 59 bucks. Figured, how do you go wrong for 59 bucks, you know? And Vtech is actually a really good brand. Like I said, we've had them before. We've never had issues with them. They've been great. And, you know, back then I think we paid like, oh crap, almost $200, I guess, for our last set from the source. Yep. So Best Buy was actually our first stop today. And I thought, you know, I usually don't buy at the first store because I like to shop around for price. But then I thought about it. We buy a lot of stuff from Best Buy, including my iMac came from there. And their extended warranty plans that they offer on products is actually outstanding, you know. So I thought, well, Walmart, even with their extended plan, is still going to suck. Because I've kind of been around the ropes on that one before. So we figured, well, we might even save 10 bucks going to Walmart. But you know what? 60 bucks for this, an extra 10 bucks for the warranty. And we're covered for an extra 2 years. And it's dealt with in store, which is great, because otherwise, if you just stick with the manufacturer warranty that comes with these units, you are actually stuck with the manufacturer, which could really suck, because that means you got to pay the shipping costs and, you know, all that other jazz. And it's like, well, that's kind of sucky. But with the extended warranty system, we just take them right in, and if it's something that they can deal with over the counter and just swap out, they will. If not, what happens is you get issued a shipping label and you ship them back to the company, no charge to you, you know, and they actually send you a coupon for a new replacement set. Okay, why isn't that going on right? We're trying here. Let's see. Maybe if we do it this way. Maybe there's a trick to putting these in, eh? That seems to be in. Oh, it's only got one bar on the battery. Definitely needs a charge up. So there's one. So installing the batteries is pretty easy. The plugs only go in one way. You can't screw this up. There, that's nice and solid. There we go. A little bit of extra pressure never hurts. And that's got one battery. Let's get this stuff out of here. There we go. So anyway, there's some pretty good features on this. I'll actually give you a little skim down of the box here. So we've got direct 6.0 digital technology, caller ID, and call waiting. Now we only did order a very basic phone line. Stores 30 calls, 50 name and number phone book directory. Pretty awesome. Everything on our cell phones. Boom. Program into these. Expandable up to 5 devices. Only off one phone jack. So you can get basically 2 more just rechargeable units, and connect them in. Of course, sold separately. They give you the part number here for which one you have to order in. Intercom between headsets and base unit. Digital answering system, so call it the answering machine. Up to 22 minutes of recording time. Call screening and intercept. Remote access. Gonna have to read the manual on the remote access part. Message retrieval from handset. Awesome. Quiet mode, call block. So if you have creditors that are off to your butt, you can block them. Or maybe you're pissed at your friend and want to block them for a while, or her. You can feel free to do that. Conference calling between an outside line and up to 2 cordless handsets. ECO mode, power conserving technology. So they go to sleep and take a nap. Backlit cordless handset, keypad and display. Any key answer. Push any button and it'll answer it for you. That's kind of cool. Mute, of course. Voicemail waiting indicator. So, which will probably flash on, I don't know, any of these. We'll find out, I guess. I'll have to leave myself a message. Triangle menu. Okay, multi-language. English, French, or Spanish. Table and wall mountable. Cool. Message time and date stamp bilingual voice prompts. Choose between English or French for that part. What, no Spanish? Come on, they give you the other one with Spanish. Anyways, so that's our features. Not too shaggy. Doesn't give you an idea of range. Maybe it does in the manual somewhere. We'll have to look that up, but we will do range testing, of course, because range testing is kind of fun. I had a blast when I was a kid, actually. Well, not quite a kid. Young adult, we'll say. I was about 19 years old when I started living on my own. 18, 19. Anyways, I had a cordless phone on 900 megahertz, and I was living in the cottage, and I went across the street, actually, talking to a guy, and he was like, way far away, like we're talking, what, easy 500-600 feet away, and I was still yakking on my phone to my friend on the phone. Anyway, so the guy says, is that a cell phone? I'm like, I wish, you know. It was a cordless phone. Outstanding range at 900 megahertz bandwidth. And of course we get the 2.4 gigahertz, the 5 gigahertz, and 6 gigahertz, right? You know, so things, you know, just keep flowing in technology. Now, even though when it comes to house phones, I mean, it's pretty much an extinct technology in a lot of ways for a lot of people nowadays. But if you live in the country and you've got issues, and even with one of these cell phone boosters, you're still having issues even within the house, but even though it's better, you know, you might want to consider going back to having a landline as well, because even during storms, especially bad ones, okay, we all know about the tornadoes that recently went on. Those who live in Canada and, well, actually all over the place, really, in a lot of different places. We got the tail end of it in Canada. But anyhow, we got a good brunt of it, and that takes a real crap kicking, even to cellular technology. So as long as your main landline system isn't been affected, at least if an emergency happened in a storm or something, you could still use one of these phones over your cell phone, because cell phones aren't always going to work in a storm. So, you know, I figure we're only going to be paying like 30 bucks a month for a regular house line. These cost us 60 bucks. Why not, you know? Why multiple phones, though? Well, one for the kitchen, so, and one in my studio, and I don't know where we're going to put the other one. But thing is, we also have the advantage of the fact that even if we're only using one hand unit and the other ones are on the charger, these things do puke out, by the way. They're just a battery, they're rechargeable. You get X amount of talk time. So if you start getting beeped at, battery's low, throw me back on the charger before the call drops, then you can grab another headset, switch off, and still talk to your friend for probably another 2 or 3 hours, and how long the battery lasts. So there's an advantage to buying these 3-piecers, other than price, because we could have bought just a 2-piece set for 50 bucks, but for 10 bucks more, we got a 3-piece set, which is more than adequate for our needs. So that works. And like I said, one phone cord, and that's for the base unit. that's your main unit. And then of course we have our 3 chargers, plugs in, away we go. So, and of course this is for a wall mount, which will be for your, more than likely, I guess it's just for the base unit. I think these are just the desk. Yeah, these are just a desk unit. So this is for the base unit if you want to pop the base onto the wall. And that is going to go together like so. Okay. Maybe this way? I don't know, we'll figure it out. It's got a few different ways actually it can go on here. Just got to figure it out. Well, there's one way it can go on. So you can have it like that. I don't know, I'm not going to snap it together just in case it's going to be a bugger to come apart. We'll figure out if we're going to hang it on a wall or whatever. But you get all 3 units, your bases, your chargers, 1 phone cable, that's all you need. You got a couple of manuals here, one in Francais, and I guess the other one is English and Spanish, or Spanish and English, I don't know. What do we got here? Oh, it's got English in this one. So anyways, guys, I think for 60 bucks, it's looking like a good deal so far. Do stand by for a review. That'll be coming. Give us a couple of weeks with these things. Then we'll talk about review time. When I do the review, by the way, I'm probably only going to bring like one of the handsets out and we'll just shoot the breeze about it. Because there's no need to unhook everything and throw it on the table. So anyway. Hope you enjoyed the video. A little bit of humor in there for you guys too. But I was being serious. If you really do have creditors on your butt, or somebody that you're pissed at and you want to block them for a while or permanently, you can easily do that and it won't even ring the phone, which is awesome because we have that technology on cell phones and I love it, you know. So, and of course you can unblock them at any time you want too if you feel like talking to that party again. So it's all fun. There you go. So not a whole lot there. Hopefully you enjoyed the info. And like I said, give us a couple weeks with these things. We'll give them a good paces. We'll do some range testing with them. See how that works. We're not going to do an open video rain test, but we will tell you what kind of range we've gotten out of them. Because, you know, you want to go outside with a phone, right? You got to know if it's going to get any decent distance or not. And that's what we're going to tell you guys when we do the review. Other than the fact how well they work, what the sound quality is like, and so on. And no, we are not going to do a drop test to see if it explodes. Because I'm probably guessing... No, we're not going to do that. Because it probably will explode and that'll void the warranty for sure. So, it's like anything else. Just be careful with it. Take care of it. It takes care of you. You're all good. See ya!